Hello, my name's Christian,
Kalia.
and welcome to the Comfort Circle. Um, Today we're going to be talking about just each of our life stories, and the title of this video is called "You Don't Know Me," or "You Don't Know My Story." And our scripture verse for today is Jeremiah 1:5, and it says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto all the nations." It's kind of basically our testimony in a way, just each of our testimonies of what God has done in our lives and how He's manifested Himself in each of us and our purposes and just who we were before we met Him, which wasn't that great. But because everything is better with Jesus. Jesus comes and cleans you out. And just like changes you literally from the inside out. So, Khalid, you want to go first?
Well, I'm just going to talk about the scripture real quick. Jeremiah 1:5. It's funny talk about like before we were here, God formed us in the womb. He knew us before then. It's like, our parents you think would be the first ones to know us. But it's like God knew us first. So it's like, like the other scripture, He's planned everything out for us and everything is for us to prosper. So, no matter what we go through, it's for your upbringing and your strength, basically. So, yeah. So, I'll start from the beginning, before I was born. My mother told me that she was having like very difficult birth pains and stuff, and it was just a horrible pregnancy, like the whole way. And she actually got prophesied to that, the devil was trying to kill me inside of her womb before I was even born. And I guess the day I was born, I think the cord was wrapped around me or something, but then God had to unwrap that real quick. I had to be here. But we all have truth, because we all have truth. But
yes, hallelujah.
But so
Stay with Amazing Grace.
So basically from there, knowing that now, it's like, devil's trying to get at me. It's like, why are you trying to get at me? I must have some type of purpose,
Exactly.
Sometimes we go through life and feel like we don't have a purpose. Yeah, and feel like inadequate, like we're not good enough. But it's like, you're good enough. I created you. If you didn't have a purpose, I wouldn't have created you, basically. So,
and like a side note, I was getting some. I know a lot in the media where it's kind of like a lot about women always not knowing their purpose, but it happens with men too.
However,
yeah, like a lot of women, like maybe out in the streets not knowing who they are, just out there because they feel like that's the best road to take. It's not. And then, like, I don't want to go to church because it doesn't seem like the cool thing to do, but that's
and at
where
the
you
same
get the
time,
support.
it's just like it just hurts me to look at the same kind of this is the easy road to take. It's not like the narrow road. It's harder to follow Christ rather than exactly but we win over here. Anyway.
Yep. We win. He wins. Because we're with him, we win too. It's like, I heard something else he's like a bouncer getting into a club. It's like, hey, I'm with Jesus, getting into club heaven. Hey, we in there.
We some party promoters. We're just trying to get you to the club with us. We can't get you in, but we can send you the party owner.
Did you talk about that last week?
No, but it's funny.
I heard it. I didn't know if it was Bishop Carrington.
No, it was after DVD. YouTube.
Did we watch it?
Yes.
We watched it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
She's
okay.
But yeah,
We're a fun group.
we are.
Some
But it's so true. It's just like all of this is just us promoting Jesus because of how much that He's changed our lives. And like when you get into a relationship with Jesus and you start in your walk with Him, it's like not only your whole life changes, the whole life changed. That was really great. But yeah, like literally your whole life changes and you can't keep quiet. Like that's like
I mean, you can keep quiet because I've been keeping quiet, but it's like it's like right now it's like my heart's like tell the goodness of me, like tell the goodness. Okay,
and you can keep quiet, but I feel even if you keep quiet, you keep exactly
I'm
right for a
bursting
time.
I'm bursting right here.
Like at some point when I first met Jesus, like especially when you're younger, it's kind of difficult. Not necessarily difficult, it's nerve wracking to like just go out and just like share Jesus, and you're like so young. But
still,
Well, I
even
think it depends on who you are.
it is. It depends on who you are, because obviously, I check my car. It's like it's my girl. But even in Jeremiah, when I was reading 1:5, the next few verses, I noticed that I kind of like dotted, because that's what I do. And I was like, Jesus, look. But it says, then said I, oh Lord God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am only a child. But the Lord said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. And then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. It was like, for me, when I first got saved, and I'm sorry, please don't tell the real story. Especially when we're younger, it's just kind of like, I can't say that, Lord. They're not gonna listen to me. I'm just a little kid. No one listens to me. Not true at all. They were listening to Jesus and the okay.
That also relates to it.
Yes. It does.
1 Timothy 4:12.
1 Timothy 4:12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word and conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by the prophecy, the laying on of hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear you. And that, just like that last verse, is kind of like, this isn't just for you. Like, you living for Christ, you following His word, you reading it daily, walking with Him, having a relationship. It's not for yourself only. Like, it saves you, and it saves the people that hear you. And how can other people hear you if you keep yourself silent? You ain't saving nobody. Like, that's what we're called to do. We're called to save other people. And if you're just being quiet about goodness of Jesus, you see how these things just like a crazy. You gotta pat them both. Like, if you're being quiet, no one gets saved. You're saved, but you're not doing the work that God called you to do when you were saved. So, you're not really working.
Just to tell you, it's like a heavy burden.
It's a burden, but it's a great burden.
I'm feeling the burden.
Yes.
I need to get out from it.
Oh my gosh. Here's another verse. Yes. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I use a lot of highlighters.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
it's
But yeah, they can't see it. But I use a lot of highlighters. Oh my gosh. Where's
Yellow,
the
orange, purple.
Okay, that's funny. Yeah. Orange, yellow, purple, pink. Yeah, we're gonna find it. We are. You know we are.
What is it?
It's about youth, just like that, like being not
discouraged from doing that though.
Yeah, and I'm trying to. It's not the one I just read. It's another verse. And like I have it like completely highlighted and written around and all that good stuff. Because that's how I can remember.
Do you know the scripture?
I think I do, but
Cause like I've heard First Timothy 4 called different.
yeah.
What? Do you know the words of it?
Part of the verse.
Be not discouraged in thy youth, I think right?
Isn't that? Okay.
I feel like it's wrong.
Got you. Yeah. Discouraged. Isaiah 54:4.
Yeah,
Isaiah 54:4. Would like to turn with us there? That'd be awesome.
Do not be afraid. You will not be put to shame. Do not fear disgrace. You will not be humiliated. You will forget the shame of your youth, and remember no more the reproach of your widowhood.
I needed to hear that. But
So,
yeah, you can go on ahead.
speaking of youth, as you know, we're really malleable. You know, we shape, like get shit. We're like clay. We're like clay when we're children. So, you know, words can make or break children, people, adults. Actions can take, you know, effect on children. If you do something, they see you do it, or if they do it to you while you're, you know, like a child, that can have a huge effect on you. So, a lot of times that can be how people develop growing up. Because me growing up, I didn't really have more or less a childhood because I was the youngest child. My sister was like 12, 13 when I was born, and so I was pretty much the youngest child in the house, and my brother and sister were like out most of the time, so I was the only one in the house. It was me and my electronics, because you know electronics are my friend back then. So right now I'm pretty much closed in and good with electronics, but you know gotta get more out. Really, like socially stagnated. That's what it's like. You know, like when you drink coffee and it says stagnant your growth. It's like I'm there right now. It's like socially not all out. So it's like I'm not really outgoing more or less. But you know, you would know that. I mean, you would know that if you knew me personally. But like doing, you know, ministry videos and stuff, you wouldn't know that I'm not outgoing. It's the boldness of the Lord.
Yeah.
And what's your scripture?
Okay. Yeah, I was looking for it everywhere, and it was in Ecclesiastes. Okay. So Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy period in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, when the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. All is vanity. So, I kind of like skipping verses, but in anything, just like we were saying, like it's very important just to like know who God is, know the Jesus of the Bible in your youth. Like it's not, oh, I had time. No, you don't. And for the longest time, I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, I have time. I'll Give
You
my life to
know,
Jesus and I'm
sorry,
done.
not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but it's like riding a bike. That's all I'm getting right now is riding a bike. It's like riding a bike. If you don't learn how to ride a bike when you're a child, or if you don't know how to walk, if you aren't potty trained when you're a child, you're not gonna know how to do these things when you get older. But you can learn it, but it's gonna be like really difficult. It's like they said when you learn languages, like the cutoff point is pretty much like 12 because all your brain functions are like closed off pretty much. So it's like if you don't, whatever you don't learn, I'm not just gonna equate it with the Bible, but whatever you don't learn in life, it's like if you aren't developing it when you're young, it's gonna be way harder to develop it when you're older.
Yeah.
Like even with older people, it's like
Kind of like while I was riding a bike, I actually taught somebody how to ride. Well, me and my older brothers kind of helped one of our neighbors ride a bike. And this I know from that experience, you don't learn how to do it when you're younger, like right when you have the kind of motor skills to be able to ride a bike in the first place. You're starting off training wheels and then moving on to without the training wheels. That you kind of just build this fear of it and just not wanting to ride a bike in general, or not. You just become scared of it, and it's like no one's telling you to go fast, and like it becomes a harder task to really.
Funny story. So, I necessarily didn't learn how to ride a bike until I was 12 years old. You know why? Yeah, my dad was very productive. So he continued to have, and it's not a bad thing. I'm glad that he protected me. He protected me from a lot of stuff that I probably could have gotten into at a very young age. But grace be to God, I had some amazing parents that kept me away from a lot of things.
shelters.
Sheltered.
A house. Houses are good.
Very sheltered.
I feel like I'm just gonna say something, but I feel like being sheltered isn't too bad
It's not.
because there are people who.
Good and bad.
No, I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because it's like you get a cut, okay, but you need to keep the bandage on. If you keep messing with the bandage, it's like it gets infected. So we're open wounds, right? Like as children, we're open wounds. You gotta keep it protected because if you don't, it'll get infected. So it's like if you open it, get infected, you gotta clean that out. And so when you do all this stuff, if you aren't protected, then you'll have to clean it out when you're older. You may not know how to clean it out. You may, make it worse. And, just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
But
whole
you
lot
do
of
need to
things.
get experience in some.
Yeah, there's a whole lot that goes into it. I can just share from one of my friends' life story, something, being homeschooled and just that life of being home all the time. You get to learn a lot of things around the home, which is great in terms of home stuff. Because, like, for me, I was just kind of a lazy kid. So kind of, you don't really want to take the time to learn that kind of stuff, and then you kind of grow up to be just like, oh yeah, Mom, can you do this for me?
Yeah.
So there's positives to being like a stay-at-home person or being very sheltered. There's some good things that come out of it. But then again, you gotta sometimes get out and get experience in some things. Because it's a very different world, being at home all day or being with your parents a lot of the time.
True.
And being like at school or in public, where your parents or parental figures are not around you to kind of influence you. So it does make a difference.
It's a big difference. And I think just even being under the covering of your morals, just like values that that were instilled in you by people that love you, obviously your parents, it could be your pastor, anybody. And it's just like those cover you too because those are just like in you. Like it's just there. So if something happens and you have a feeling about it, something's not right here. Your values and morals are gonna be like, I can't really do that, and I thank God for that because it's just like if I didn't have any morals or values or didn't have this to live my life by, man, listen. And even
would we be alive? I don't know.
I don't know. But
I
even
I wouldn't.
I know I wouldn't. Let me tell you this right now. Even and keep it real. Okay, let's do a it's not real. Even when I did have this, and I knew this. It was on the nightstand, and I thought the only place it was because I wasn't even opening it. I was like, you know, it was pretty, you know. I mean, you know, my name's Christian, so I just assumed I was Christian. You know, it's entitled to me, okay? Jesus loves
Or
me.
you know, my
This I
parents are
know.
like that. My
Or the
grandparents.
Bible tells me so, even though I don't read it, but I know it tells me so because the song says it. So that's pretty much like where I was. Sort of, it was sort of like, I go to church. I know who Jesus is, but you know, he ain't really look like that. Like I know he is. I mean, he prayed for me. Do I have a relationship with Jesus Christ? Do I talk to him on a daily basis? No. You know what I mean? And it was sort of that time where everything got bad, like, and it was for me. It was just like, why is this all happening to me? Like, I know Jesus, and it's just like, okay, you sing the prayer, but you don't like you dance on the prayer scene. You tell people about Jesus. You pray. Like you may know him, but you don't pick up your Bible and read it. You know what I mean? It was just that.
You don't have the foundation. It's like it's like studying for a test. You can go to class every day, but if you don't study your notes, you won't know how to apply it to the test.
Like you won't have your own. Because if you just go to class every day, you'll be sitting there and you'll be watching the teacher do the assignment as opposed to actually doing it yourself.
Yeah, so
Even,
like
even if you're taking notes. I mean, I'm finding this out through my kind of two classes, kind of go together.
Yeah.
It's like
It's important to do homework and to study because then it helps you to see where you're at and see if you need help. Because we're not going to do good unless you're guys.
Once you study that, no.
Somehow make it do really good.
And something just came to me because I was listening to this guy one day. I forget his name. He's like a prophet. He's like super good. He starts with J, but I can't think of his name. Something like that. I'm gonna find it, but no. But we were so like he was just basically talking, just like what she said, kind of like caught me. But she said like you need the foundation. Even with that, God's gonna build the building without you. Like even if you don't have a foundation of Him, but He needs you to do the work that He's put in you. It's like even though I wasn't reading this, I wasn't praying to Him, I wasn't, you know what I mean? But in God's infinite power, in grace and mercy, He ain't shut me down yet. When I got up on that stage and I was dancing, and people were feeling the glory, I would get off the stage, I'd be crying, I'd be feeling it too when I get home to helpless. No, you know what I mean? And when I get up on stage, I start singing, and like, oh, nope. You know, like, just, God's gonna use you when He needs to use you in His own power.
Because you're the vessel.
Exactly.
You're the vessel, but you ain't the substance.
You're just the carrier of the oil.
You're oil at all. Water? Barely.
But see, like, and even with that, that's another thing. But that's for another day. But some of us be thinking we're the oil.
Don't get me started. I'm telling you, I'll go there.
We're not the oil.
We're not the oil.
That's just like the vessels of the carriers of oil. So like, you can't take nobody else's oil away, cause you're just a vessel, just like them. We're not gonna go there, but yeah. That was a public service announcement.
There was a whole sermon that a guy did. That was kind of short actually, on how he was a pizza box.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's a carrier
Jennison
Yeah, Jensen.
Franklin. There we go.
Yes,
Cousin
he's
Jensen.
related.
Is he really? I mean, it could be.
I'm so mad. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, no, he talked about how, you know, like the pizza box is a vessel for pizza, and that's kind of how we are. We're literally vessels. We're not the pizza, the stuff that gets eaten. Like we're not the Holy Spirit, you know, the thing that's doing the work.
The thing that's filling us up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just a vessel, the thing that can be used to help.
Fill
To
others.
help communicate to that one individual, you know, that wants to get some pizza, you know what I mean? That needs that pizza, that ordered that pizza. They didn't order pizza, they're gonna get pizza at home.
Maybe they were starving children.
And maybe it's a bowl of rice.
Maybe they were, I'm going somewhere. Maybe they were starving children. And that pizza was that you were the last available, you know, store open. You were the last available box. You're saying, no, I don't want to be a box. I'll just, you know, be a box for this other person. This, no offense to anyone, but this, you know, bigger person who's not starving. I'll be a pizza box holder for this person because, you know, they need it the most. But if you aren't the pizza box for the person that's starving, how's the person that's starving going to be fed? If you're not the vessel, if you can't be used, they won't get fed. So they're going to die.
Here's my thing of that too. Now, we gonna go through a little story here. It's not necessarily okay. I know. We gonna get here, but I'm gonna just give y'all a little bit of this because it just came to me. So it's not necessarily a story, but I'm going to. So remember we were talking about pizza boxes like 3 seconds ago, right? Now, take Pizza Hut for example or something like that. When you call in an order and stuff like that, none of the boxes are like, okay, we're not gonna go to the Toll's residence today because we don't want to go there. We're gonna go to the Franklin residence or something like that. The boxes don't pick where they go. Just like the vessel don't pick and
Pizza
choose.
maker makes the boxes and puts it in there.
The box get a little big. Sometimes you're gonna get a little bang or something.
I know.
But you know, they still get your pizza. Hopefully, they still get your pizza. I mean,
Hopefully the pizza ain't banged up.
Yeah.
Anyway, sidetrack. But at the same time, it's just like us. We can't pick and choose where we gonna sprinkle Jesus to. Sprinkle Jesus, Dana Chanel, I love her too. But we're not gonna like pick and choose. We're gonna like pour our oil onto. Just like okay, I'm not gonna pour oil onto that person because they don't need it as much as.
We don't know. We don't determine that. We don't determine that. We can't let, and see, I'm about to go on the rant. We don't determine that. We can't just say, oh, I don't like this person right now, so I'm not going to do this. Oh, she did me like this, so I'm not going to do this. He did me like that. He didn't do it for me. We don't do that. That's not right. That's not Christian. We don't.
That's not Christ-like.
It's not Christ-like. Christ wouldn't do that. They spit in his face and he still died. We don't. Seriously, seriously. We don't.
You gotta be willing to like straight up real. That's what it calls to do.
It's calling.
Jesus and like the disciples, all that. Like that's the call. Like you gotta be wholeheartedly. That's what we want to be. Wholeheartedly.
Okay. So now it's just to put a separate announcement from the video list. Let us get back to testimony.
So back to church.
Back to church.
No, I'm going back to church. So, back to church. You know, you can go to church. I've been to church all my life, but I haven't actually been involved in participating in church until about 2013. So it's like 2 years. So when I was like about 15, 16. So previous those years, I have felt unappreciated, felt not good enough, felt not, pretty enough, felt not like I can't be used basically. Like I just felt like crap. Like why am I here? And you know, I'm gonna get this out. I should have started with this. We aren't perfect, okay? We aren't perfect. So I'm going to rant again. So I'm tired. So we're not gonna get it.
I was,
We're not gonna
you,
get
you all
it.
thought I was gonna stay with my asshole.
Harrison.
24 years now.
So what's that going to say? For anyone to say that, you know, your struggle isn't hard enough, it's not difficult enough, so you should be happy with where you're going in life. You should be, like, I mean, I personally feel, if I get offended, then that's me. That's like, you can't judge me saying, oh, you didn't fall off a cliff, so I won't feel bad for you. Like, you can't, like, how is that, like, okay, so I'm going to my point. I was depressed a lot. Don't really know why I was depressed. Still don't know. The devil most likely. Oh, obviously, but yeah. So my biggest struggle was just like, you know, getting homework done. I know there are other people who have, you know, way worse struggles, but I mean, to me that was a pretty bad struggle because I mean, if I feel like I don't have much to offer and I'm like supposed to be the silly smart person, I'm not getting my homework done, so my grades aren't reflecting that I'm a really smart person. It's like, okay, the one effort that I had to get my place somewhere is like depleting down. So it's like, okay, so I really don't have a use to be here because if I'm not using what God's given me, I didn't even think that I was God giving me at that time, but now I know if I'm not using what God's given me, there's no purpose, you know, to be here. So as a child, I wouldn't say like more or less suicidal, but like I really, like I thought about it a couple of times. It's like, okay, it's getting to the end of the semester. I didn't do my homework. My mother's gonna find out that I didn't do my homework. It's gonna be like the end of the world. I could just end it now, or like, you know, I can feel her wrath, and it's like, you know, God's wrath is worse than my mother's wrath. So, I mean, I didn't know it at that time, so it was like, I wasn't contemplating it more or less. It was just like, you know, it's an option, this is here, you can take it if you want to. And like, that's how the devil's talking to me. It's like, you can take it if you want to. It's like, well, no, gotta think about the family will miss me. So that was always what kept me on. So, then, are we all time, Mr.?
Yeah.
I mean, I could share a little bit piece of this long story.
Mine's a little
Oh,
long.
mine is long too, but I mean, we
got time.
Short
We got
hands.
time.
So,
We have time.
yeah, that was about 16. Backtrack a little bit to 14. I guess 14. Backtrack a little bit to 14. We're in high school, you know, trying to find, I guess, who you are.
Yeah, that place.
Find, you know, I came to JD, James Wood DeWitt, where I went to high school, graduated, and whatnot. Came to JD in 6th grade. I went to Catholic school all my life from kindergarten up until 6th. Came to JD in 7th grade, so, you know, don't really know a lot of people, trying to get to know people. High school, still really don't know too many people, but you know, it's like, it's high school, gotta find myself, do all this stuff. So, you know, and you know, high school years is also where you're most vulnerable for like liking people and whatnot, you know? So I was just like, you know, getting into, it's just like, oh, well, you know, God, you know, I don't see anyone, so, you know what, and this was nothing but the devil too. I started to think, I was like, you know, maybe God doesn't have a guy for me. So then for like about 2 weeks, I thought I was liking girls, and I was just like, no, that's not right. And I was just like, I know it's not right. So, you know, the devil will just try to mess with you any type of way. Like, he will, like, I know I don't like, my friends know that I am too crazy about guys sometimes. To even stop it. So to even fathom that, you know, I was like anything but guys, like that's nothing but mess.
Yeah.
So That's just terrible. So that was that. Then tried to fit in with people, tried to go to parties and stuff. Parties didn't work. I don't dance or anything. They know that too. I don't dance or anything. So it's like just standing around there, it's just like okay, like literally in a room filled with people, but you feel like alone. It's like no one knew who I was. No one knows.
Like you were there.
Like I don't belong. Well, I didn't
feel
belong,
like
but like
you belonged. You didn't feel like you had a purpose there.
yeah, I didn't feel like like I belong basically. So that was that. Then so eighth grade. Eighth grade was where I think it went. Yeah, eighth grade. Eighth grade was where it went downhill. You can pick off, cause you know where I'm gonna go. So, you mind if I'm just gonna add you in, cause
Okay.
this just makes me a little bit more comfortable. So we both had struggles with some stuff we won't mention, but like stuff on the internet, like stuff like that, and both had problems. So I had a problem with that from 8th grade up until about 11th grade. It's like you can't really tell people about that because, like, I mean, it's
low key.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people, even on the men's side, where the men's like, dude, you always hear about women getting together. They don't have it's going down Saturday. Next Saturday, what? We're gonna have you too, or Bible study. Oh, and then one man is probably the pastor, and then the deacon and the elder.
Word.
So
like men don't talk about stuff like that a lot either.
Yeah.
Like it's certain
Cause
things.
it's like
It's like
and it's so it's like
And you know what the crazy thing is too, just to piggyback off that. We don't know the real reason why we don't talk about it. Wanna know why?
I mean, I guess
In our heart of hearts.
Yeah, I know where you're going. Cause I said you're
In
gonna
our heart of hearts.
Heart of heart.
I know it's gonna hurt.
In the convicted part of our
The
hearts.
convicted or the
We know
condemnation part.
Yes. We know it's
We
so
know it's
why
wrong.
would we blatantly tell you?
We feel the
we know
conviction.
It's like someone.
Like we said, no, we're not perfect.
No.
We don't do it now, but like we're not perfect. So yes, we feel the conviction, but we don't want to feel the condemnation from you. So that's why a lot of people can't get healed and delivered. Y'all Christian folk like making people feel bad
Yes.
all the time.
Like, this is okay. No rants. But let's just take it there. So, let me get cool. This is gonna be necessary. So, my thing with the condemnation of the church and just the condemnation of Christians in general, not all, but some, is the fact that when someone who has been walking with Christ stumbles or messes up, or a new person who's just come into Christ messes up, stumbles, and he tells you about it, your duty as a Christian is to love on that person. To
love it out of
spread,
it,
thank you.
not condemn it
out of
back.
Like,
condemn it back into them.
Exactly. Because your condemnation saves no one. And I understand you might think it
didn't even
does.
do it. He didn't. That's not why he came to
But
the
it
world.
doesn't.
Like,
Thank you. It doesn't
John
save them.
16,
Like,
17.
come on. Your condemnation hurts more than helps, okay? And
Kills more than makes live.
yes. It literally kills people's spirits.
Yes.
And they may not tell you,
So
but
like,
it's true.
I feel like it's like you can't tell them because like okay, I know you're right, but it's like also because like they're working on it. So like my mom's always telling me to do stuff, and it's just like, okay, mom, I know what you're saying. I hear you.
do I?
I don't. No, I understand it too. And it's like I'm working on it, but it's like until I get there, you don't gotta keep nagging at me to do it. It's just like and I'm not putting my mom under the bus. I'm just giving an example.
We love her. We
Just
love
giving an
moms.
example.
Mother's Day coming up.
So it's like I'm gonna use the scab again. It's like a scab. You have a scar. It's a scab. Open wound and scab. It's like, your wound, it's covered, but it's like, keep picking at it, It's like, keep picking at it, and the wound is open again, so it's getting infected again, so, you're back to doing the same things. It's like, if you don't appreciate my growth, I'm just gonna go back to doing what I was doing before, because it's like, I don't know.
And it's just like, there's a saying, I can't think of it, but I just saw it this morning. It was on Facebook. Thank you, whoever retweeted that, who did it, but they were like, something that says, the people that keep bringing up your past do not deserve to be in your future. Like, nor your present. Like, it's just, I think it's just the fact that when you're growing in Christ, there are gonna be people that are gonna bring up what you were before, how you were before.
That's why I don't tell y'all.
How your life was before. And it's like, but weren't you like this? But was I not supposed to change? like that's my biggest question. Was I not supposed to grow up?
It's like you should be thanking Jesus that I'm not like that now. Come on now.
Especially Christians. It's like, but you did this, A, B, C, and D. But you did that also. And the same grace that saved you saved me. So why are you angry with me? Because the same grace that Jesus bestowed upon you, he bestowed upon me. Or did you not want me to change? Like, it's very, yeah.
It's like people, his homies that still in that stuff.
Yeah, and they want you to come back. It's like, hey, you was just doing this yesterday. It's like, yeah, but I'm not now. You should be happy for me that I'm not doing it.
Maybe not yesterday, about
Get you real good.
Yeah.
We're talking real good.
Holy Spirit.
Okay,
snatch.
So, but then,
got you on your
that's when the rubber meets the road. You get down and do your business.
listen. And like, sometimes it's okay. Trying to be about this one. So we were just talking about let me go from the beginning. Most people know this, but when I was born in May. My birthday's in 11 days, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. But
follow Christian on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter.
yes.
We'll put all that information in at the end.
I'm very excited. I'll be 21. Thank you. But so I was technically supposed to be born in August, but see, my little self was like, if Jesus done told me to come out in May, I would come out in May, So I came out, and I was like, yes, because it's warmer. I'm a warm-climate person. August wasn't my August is warm too, but still. But I would come out in spring. So yeah, plus it was on my mom's birthday. It was awesome just to be together. So I was born in May. I was supposed to be born in August. So when I was born, I was literally 1 pound 9 ounces. I was teeny. Right? My dad started putting palms in his hands. See, my hands are small, so I don't realize how little that was. But yeah, so I was tiny. I was like, tiny.
Literally like the way.
Yeah, I was little. And I had to be put in like a incubator.
Yeah.
And
you know incubators too?
Yeah, they basically like do a lot of stuff so you can get oxygen and just food and
doesn't it? It builds you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it builds me up.
She was built up.
I was built up. And another thing, like I always treasure my mom before I love you, Mom. She like when I was born, she basically prayed over me and stuff. She was like, I'm giving you to God. This is God. This is yours. You take your life. This is you. Whatever you do with it. And that's what you're gonna do, okay? And it's not necessarily. But I knew even at a young age my life wasn't mine. It was.
See, I didn't grasp that until like
That one come from my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 2013.
And even through all that, like I had a colostomy bag, we're not gonna talk about this, but yeah, like all that craziness going on. When I was born, they had to do some type of surgery on me. I forget what it is. But it's something with a D. And like on my stomach, I have like stitches. And I never kind of basically take it into consideration that it's in the shape of a cross until like a couple like years ago. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So like, yeah, okay. Jesus just put his cross on my belly. But and kind of like, okay, how do I put this? So I was a little older, and I was always just not necessarily young, but just I was a good kid. I was a really good child, but I was just like very energetic. I would run everywhere, you know. I was just happy. I was a happy kid. And last of that, don't post any in this video, but last of that, for about 5 to 7 years, and although it didn't seem like it changed, it did. And I was trying to figure out how I would tell people who I should talk to, because it was a family matter, and it knocked me off my feet. You know what I mean? I was just kind of like in this whirlwind of my family, Jesus, my life, my mentality, like it's everything was just going like this, you know, and I was still going to school, I was still studying. People didn't really grasp what was going on, you know. I mean, I was so young. And by the time I got to about 6th grade, it kind of all kind of like went, you know. I was good in 6th grade. I wasn't a bad kid. I just bullied a lot. Like I not necessarily like. Okay, I bullied for my skin color, which I don't even know is bad because it's not. I got all this melanin. It's melanated. I just love it. But melanin, you know what I'm saying. You understand. I just say stuff the wrong way because
I don't even know if that's the right way.
I don't even get the. I don't know. It's just melaned out. Okay, I got melanin. Okay. No, but it's just like I was called Tar Baby, Monkey. Monkey was a big like Monkey was a huge one. Okay, and like it was bad. I remember one time I think I got an argument with his mother. I don't even know. I don't even know where he is. It was really bad, and like he hit me. He punched me in the face. And knocked my tooth out though. I was so hurt. But to be honest, like I was just like really quiet kid. I didn't really talk like that. I was very quiet. I'm a little kid.
I actually was a wild. I was a wild child up until the 3rd grade. I was bad. Then my father was like, "Hey, you gotta stop." And I stopped. And ever since then, I was just like quiet, which is probably why I'm quiet.
Like I was very quiet when I was 6th grade, and thank God for my amazing teacher. Like she asked me if I love her to death. Literally, Miss Demo. She just passed a couple months ago. She literally like in a little way, sort of. She kind of like helped me to find my voice in writing. Literally, I don't think if I had found poetry, I wouldn't have like.
You want to have a voice?
I would have a voice that was stifled, because poetry kind of like helps me to express myself in a way that if I spoke, it wouldn't come out the same way. I mean, I do spoken word, obviously, but I mean, but just nothing. She understands. It's just a thing. I don't know, but just like I Christ saved my life. Poetry
Gave
helped
you like
me. No, Christ gave me life. He saved my life literally. Poetry helps me personally to kind of like thank him for that. You know what I mean? High school. Oh, high school. Okay, so high school was a lot because kind of this was just earlier, but my father worked for the school district. So when I tell you everyone knew who he was and me, they knew who he was and me. So it was kind of like having parents at school, like parents aren't at school. So people always were just like, I know your dad, you know. It's like, darn. You know, like I couldn't really get into a lot of things, and even when I did get into a lot of things, or some things that I knew I shouldn't have gotten into, it was kind of like behind closed doors. People would, they don't know, you know. And it was just, even then, I felt the conviction of just like, this is so wrong.
And you know, I didn't necessarily try to find a way around it. But, like I tried to look on the internet, like, oh, is this okay to do? Is this okay to do? And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, but the crazy thing was, some of them said it was okay to do. I'm just like, well, no, the conviction's telling me
It's not.
differently. So,
Exactly.
so then I like kind of struggled, like, was it good or is it bad? But the crazy thing is, when I would, cause you know how you can like look up your name.
Yeah.
We used to do this in middle school. We used to like look up our name in Google to see, you know, all the different people who had our name. And so when I looked up my name, it was just like this person. I was like a stripper, and I was just like, oh no. And like it was different people, but it was like the same girl. It's like, are you trying to tell me something? Like if I don't change my life, am I going in this direction? I'm just like, ooh. And then he's like, yeah, you know, you have a lot of money, but you won't have, you know, purpose for it. I'm just like,
And personally for me, I think, and I used to blame this a lot. I used to play blame game a lot about what happened to me and how it kind of like morphed into something horrible. I used to like, I say that because I used to blame that situation for how I would live my life. And God can seriously sit me down years ago and be like, nope, no, you can't do that anymore. This is how you're living your life. You can't blame what happened to you for how you choose to live. Christ was more so saying, if you're going to live for me, you're going to live for me.
no matter the scars,
Like,
battle
you can't just like,
no, fight.
God, like literally, this is a fight for your life, for your salvation. Like, what you think that armor is for? How you gonna put on some armor and go to war? Like, see? Like, I'm gonna put on armor. Like, listen, think about it. Like, I'm just gonna put on armor and walk around all day and never go into war. I'm gonna put on a jersey and just sit on the bench. like I'm gonna put on the cutest outfit ever and just stay in the house. Why? Like, and it's sort of like he helps me with that.
Put on the Ephesians 5 and 11.
Ephesians 6 and 10.
Ephesians 6 and 11.
11.
Sorry. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in the very high places. Let me tell you, very high places. It's not like, oh, there's a rock on the ground, I tripped over. No, it's like can kill you, can ruin your life for the rest of like your whole everything. Spirit high places.
This is not a physical fight. And until you get this in your head, you will not pass the test that comes to you. This fight is so
real.
It's
and
spiritual.
The crazy thing is if you don't have anything like the Holy Spirit, you can't fight
It's like think of it this way. Nowhere else before. Thank you, Obama. But just imagine if the U.S. military had gone to Iraq with no guns, no, no rifles, nothing. I don't think we would have won that. I don't think we would have
Unless,
tried.
unless you
Like,
were by God, like in Gideon's army, which is really
How were you?
Gideon.
Aren't you like Gideon?
Are you just gonna wait? Hold
I'm,
on.
I'm not gonna say
Hold on,
anything.
wait.
So
Hey,
we can.
I just felt
We can. He can.
okay. Okay.
like how they just had
Gideon
torches,
something.
torches and I'm trying to think what they had. They had torches and jars.
I was talking about what Aaron told.
Torches, jars, and trumpets. So they had the torches inside of the jars, and they smashed the jars. When him and his army of 300 were encamped around, or not encamped, sorry, they were surrounding the Midianites. They crushed the jars, and they blew the trumpets, and woke up all the Midianites and scared them. And in their frantic, chaos, they started killing each other. And some of them eventually running away, some of the kings made it out, and they went to hide. And then Gideon went off and found them. And then you can read the rest of Gideon's story. It's a great story. Very inspirational. Very good. It's good for you. Good read. Sorry.
It's just that, like, just the time was so difficult for me, per se. It was kind of like, even as I got out of high school and college, thank God for the people I met in college. They truly kind of like, and I even told my mom before I went off, she was just like, are you gonna do good? Like, are you gonna meet people? I'm like, God got it. I literally told her that. I was like, God got it. Yeah, I'm alright. I got this. I went to school in Buffalo. Shout out to Buffalo. For like 2 years. And I met some of the most amazing people. Shout out to Spirit. And it was just kind of like this group of believers that kind of like surrounded me, and
Ooh, I wanted to
it was,
talk about it.
yeah, it was just it was necessary at that time. Like, even if I didn't know it was necessary, it was so necessary because it was just like this cloud of depression that came, and I didn't know why. Like, why was I depressed? I'm good. Like, I'm in school, I'm happy, but it like knocked me off my feet. Like, literally, I said that. Like, it literally knocked me out. I was just like, I don't want to get out of bed. I didn't really even want to wake up. Like, and that happens a lot to believers because if Satan can't get you in any other way in order to take out your purpose, drastically it's going to try to take your life, so your purpose don't get manifested, right? So, and obviously, like, about that too, I've been in about 3 to 4 car accidents. Truth be told. And it's been like, why? Like, when I was younger, I got into a car accident. My mom, and, like, just a lot of stuff. And then I got into a car accident in the bus when I was like really hungry, like flew off during the winter, Syracuse winters.
Yeah.
We don't do those. I got into a car accident about 10th grade of high school, maybe 10th, 11th grade. And I kind of like, airbag went off, a lot of craziness, just things happened. And let us pray. No, just a lot of things happened, and yeah, and it's just, what, huh? It's like, she's funny. But to be honest, like, I know God has been with me this entire time. Even when I left school, like, that was one of the hardest things for me because I felt like Okay. So do I do now? Where am I going now? Jesus, are you here? I really feel like you left me. Like I had this feeling of complete loneliness, complete emptiness, just downhill. My life means nothing. I went to like it was really bad because I had put so much value on my education and just on being academically smart, on being able to please other people. I was such a people pleaser. Like, let's be honest, I was such a people pleaser. Like, and it's not necessarily, it wasn't anybody else's fault. It was more so that just even when I was younger, I was so happy by compliments. Like, compliments kind of like, I was like,
You're trying to be accepted.
you know, and it was just like, oh, you're such a good writer. Thank you. My whole day is made. Like, you know, and it's like, I lived something to me. Pero, but y'all know I'm down with the one sentence. So like, okay, he said something that like really stuck with me. He said, if you live for people's acceptance, you'll die by their rejection. So it's kind of like if you live for people to accept for people to be pleased with what you do, and they reject you once or twice, or in my case about 10 times, it'll literally like crush you. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like I have to please other people. The only person I want to please in my entire life is Jesus. If Jesus doesn't say, well done, I couldn't do my job. Okay? And it's kind of like, I know I've been not so obedient in my lifetime, and it's been that disobedience has gotten me into a lot of places that I probably shouldn't have been in, things that I probably shouldn't have been doing, you know. And it's kind of like I don't want to fake it till I make it. Like you ain't gonna make it if you fake it. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't want to fake this.
He's a just, genuine God.
Genuine. If you're walking genuine, like
You know, if you cast
I
the
don't
shadows
know.
or not.
I don't. It's just, and it's so sad because we've gotten so traditionalized and religionized, and that's not even a word, but it's just like, and we just go with the motions, and it's like,
Going where you going with the motions. That's how I felt like for the before 2013 church. I felt like I was going through the motions. Like wasn't doing anything. I was just going there, sitting there, and then it was just like. I mean, it wasn't like why my hair was like, oh no, I get to see my friends, that's fine, but it's just like, I wasn't really doing anything, so it's like, I really didn't feel like I had a purpose there. And so, like, one day, since, 2013, around March, it was pretty bad. So I was just like, I was talking, I was like, Dad, why? Like, when, like, I didn't, like, why is just all this happening to me? I was just, like, really upset. And he just said to me, like, I'm here for you and talk to me. So that's when I really first experienced it. That was fun.
around 2005, I'm sorry. This is way back. I didn't venture, but when my cousin passed away, like, I like I was only 10, so I was just like very didn't really know how to articulate what I was feeling. I just knew something was wrong. Like being 10 years old, you're just like, okay, things are fine. Like I was such a happy person, so like I didn't understand. It's gonna sound crazy, but I didn't really comprehend the feeling of sadness, the feeling of dread, the feeling of why, And it was just like, even now, obviously I'm never gonna get over it, but it was just a long period of depression. And then my mom passed away. It was like, oh, come on, like it was just really, God, like really, like you're just gonna do this to me, like, and I had to understand like all of that had to happen for me to be as strong as I am in God, as I am now, for me to be as serious about this thing as I am now. Like, things happen, and I just like, I get sad, I get hurt, I start to cry, and I start to feel as though I've disappointed people, and that was like my deepest fear, to be disappointed. You know what I mean? To disappoint others.
Yeah, which is why we a lot of times don't put, either don't go for something or don't put our all into it. Which is why I feel about the breakdown. Which is why I feel like a lot of teenagers don't put their all into that because it's like, oh, I kind of feel you got, but I don't want to get disappointed because I put my faith in this other stuff, but it didn't work out. So it's like fear riding a bike. It's like, oh, I fell down with this, and I'm gonna fall down with this too. So they just don't put
And
their all.
they have to decide.
Let me tell you, I've been riding a bike for a really long time. I like to go fast. I like to do lots of stuff. I mean, not as much as because I've hurt myself so many times. The thing is, the hurting yourself first. No matter how much you ride, you're gonna have those instances. You're gonna hit a ramp, if you BMXing, that's awesome, that's great. And hit a ramp, something you gonna land wrong, it's gonna hurt, or you're gonna crash. It's gonna happen. No matter how experienced you are, it can happen. I remember
Like Paul Walker.
Oh, yeah.
he was driving, still.
He was driving.
It was ironic.
It was ironic. So he said that in his video. So, rest in peace.
Yeah, no, it was kind of.
It's just like, it took me a long time, but I thank God for everything that happened in my life because I needed to grow in my spiritual. I needed to grow in my strength because I was very, I don't want to say I wasn't strong, but I was very timid. I was weak. Super weak. Like, I didn't like fighting, I didn't like confrontation. I sometimes still don't. But when it comes to my Jesus, you best believe I'm gonna confront you. Like, it's just something that's kind of like,
It's like the ball.
just like, wait a minute, you me God, my God, like it's this thing where it's kind of like an older sibling fighting for their younger sibling. Not saying that, oh my gosh, like it's whatever, but
like
but it's just like,
or like a friend sticking up for a kid getting bullied, kind of.
oh, and there was something else. Hey Ashley, wherever you are. She posted this on Facebook and it just like really kind of like hit me too. I forget the exact wordage. So I'ma just paraphrase. It basically said like, what going to kill Christianity, or what's going to kill her or something like that, is not radical Islam. It's lukewarm Christianity. Like, worst thing I could ever be is a lukewarm Christian. I don't want Jesus to pick me out his mouth. Like, no. I want to be the nice, fragrance to his nostrils. Like, and there are so many, and I'm not trying to like judge. Because oh, you're so judgmental. No, I'm not judgmental. I'm being like completely transparent to these people. Like, there are people.
Real quick, I don't like the term deep. I mean, I don't mind the term deep Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd rather be a deep Christian than a shallow one, right?
You got a point.
Okay, that's it.
I understand being deep in everything. For one. And with that being said also, like, definitions. A lot of people use words wrong. Because it's like,
It means you're always forgiven.
Yes.
Shabbat means
You're half
you're
in, half out.
you
You
like you're
don't
laying on your
know.
back and your stomach is out the water.
You just waiting in the water. Just waiting.
Barely.
Like you ain't even waiting. Your legs ain't even deep. Like you're not even knee deep in the
You're
water.
just like laying on the ground and your stomach is still
Yes.
That's
That's
very
it.
shallow.
You're
Like
just
2 inches.
you're floating.
30 feet, so
You're just floating. You're just floating on the water.
The water's not even carrying you.
Exactly. Like it's just
carrying the water.
what? Exactly. But it's just can't proclaim the gospel of Christ and then turn around and like
Defile his
it's like here's Jesus, but I'm gonna go over here and do this right now. But it's just like no, just no. And like it's difficult for me to be honest. Not like doing anything crazy, but
It's like
not necessarily that either. And there was something else that was told to me in a friend of mine, Andrea. Hey girl, hey, you about to get married. That really kind of like stuck out to me. What up, Marcus? Wherever you at? He basically told us it's just kind of like, and obviously it's in the word, but I never had it like broken down like that. He basically been like, okay, so you know in the word where it says anything that you do all for the glory of God, whether you work, eat, sleep, drink, but do it for His glory, right? So like, huh? It's kind of like do it for His glory. So it's kind of like, okay, that makes sense. So it's like whether you do your homework, your presentation, come to wake up in the morning, be happy for His glory, like be lively because He just woke you up in the morning. Like your entire life is to give God the glory. That's why you're living. Like it's not for accolades. It's not for you. It's not for your mama. It's not for your daddy. It's not for your grandmama. It ain't for your friends. It ain't for your boyfriend. It ain't for your hubby. It ain't for your wife. You are living. For, speaking in general. Okay.
I was making
I know. Anyway, so but anyway, so it's kind of like your whole life is for Jesus alone, for His glory alone, HGA, what up, KB? So anyway, it's like His glory alone is the reason why He lives. Like, and it's to me, it's just like this world is for everything other than Christ. And it's like, why though? Like, He made the world. He got the whole world in His hands. Okay, like, and He, yes it is. And it's like, He molded you into what He wants you to be, and it's kind of like, into what He wants you to be, and it's kind of like, if you don't take heed now, like listen to the words I'm saying. Literally listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. If you do not get right, it's time to get your life and soul right.
No matter what your story is.
No matter what your story is. No matter how bad you've been in your past, no matter how horrible you think you are as a person right now, Jesus loves you. He loves you enough to send His only. God loves you enough to He sent His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to the cross to die for your sins. If you have nothing else to say today, Jesus Christ died for you out of the love that He has for this entire world. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. But whosoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. It's just, it's such an easy process to give your life to Christ. But your life after Christ is not an easy process. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that, oh my gosh, my life is beautiful. Sun drops and rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you just love me, you know, just like yay. But all else
Because
is
the
not
devil
like that.
is trying. Why?
Like
Why
we
is
just
the
like
devil
she just
trying
read principalities. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and
to?
powers.
Why? Because we are basically taking their job. Their job was to do all that, but they got kicked out. So we taking their place. We getting their paychecks.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
So it's like at the same time, it's like we're angry, but we have to be angry.
I was angry this morning.
Shoot, we have to. Yes, we were. We have to be angrier because it's
I
like
wasn't too angry. I had a godly anger.
yes, we have to fight back with godly anger because it's like, well, you mad at me?
I didn't do nothing.
You mad at me? Like it's like you have to kind of like, oh, are you talking to me? Like it's like okay, so but you're like it's so funny. I follow what's her name? My love. Hello Lindsay, oh what up, Pinky Thomas. Anyway, so I follow her. She said something that like it's funny, but it's so true. Like you should definitely start doing it. It's kind of like she said that like she literally talks back to the devil, and it's so funny. She was like, so you're mad at me? So like, are you mad that you know you're not Christ? Like you're mad, aren't you? I bet you're mad that you're not God. You mad? There was like a long way down from falling from heaven though. Like you mad you're in hell right now. You're mad that you got kicked out. Like literally like, but you're mad or not. Like so for me like you can't just let those voices, those things like into your head when the devil tries to like kind of get in your head because that's what he does. You just have to fight back. Not only with the word, obviously the word is like your top weapon. That's like the weapon of mass destruction. Is the word. It's just fight back with like your strength. Like so you're just gonna come in my brain and like tell me that I'm not worth anything? Excuse me, do you know who I am? Do you know who I belong to? So it's kind of like you have to like build yourself up in Christ to understand that the devil ain't got nothing on me.
And so scripture, Ephesians 6 and 13. You'll read.
Okay. And wherefore, oh yes. And wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. It's just, you have to literally put your armor on and get in the fight. Don't take what we're saying. Go to God, put your armor on, and then get scared. I'm telling you how to slingshot rocks
against a giant.
Listen, we have a lot of this universe. If Daniel could do it with slingshot and rocks. Oh my gosh, did I say Daniel? David. There we go. Then he was in the lion's den. See, it's coming, but I
He had the lions.
Yeah. And the lions was chilling. But then,
Because the angel.
but it's an angel. So like, we had lions.
Gotta see angel.
And we have battles in our lives. Goliaths. Lions.
Fires, furnaces, people that try to burn us down to the
Literally.
ground.
And it's, yeah, so, but in any case, just always know that, like, whatever test or trial that you're going through, your test, and you hear this many times, your test is only to bring a testimony. God will take all of whatever you do is gonna work it out for your good. Even when people are saying no, it's not gonna happen for you. You can't do it. You can't make it. God has the final say in everything. They said I wasn't supposed to be able to talk. I was supposed to be able to walk. I was having a learning disability.
She's smart.
Child, please.
Talks a lot.
Yes, I do. A lot. And I dance. So, like, I'm just so thankful every day to God for how much He's done in my life. And just taking me and, like, reworking all of this out for my good. And it gets hard. No one said it was gonna be easy. Nobody told me. Yeah, it's a blessing. But at the same point, if He can do it for us, the apparition of terrorism, he went off the class, and Ashley, if He did it for us, He can well over do it for you. And in that case, we're just gonna say, give your cares to God, for He truly cares for you. You'll take all of it and turn it to joy. Like He's done it for
37 and
us.
4.
I think so. Cast your cares upon God, for He cares for you. It's just, don't ever feel like you're too far away from God. Trust me.
And you have to delight yourself in the Lord.
Yes.
In the Lord. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you all your desires.
Yes, the desires of your heart.
Delight.
Don't ever think that you're too far from God. Please don't ask your parents. Don't ever think you're too far from God. Don't ever think that your desires are too much for God. He's God. And don't ever think that.
Don't put Him in a box.
Yes, don't ever put God in a box. We ain't about that.
Don't break out
right?
that box.
He-
Don't put Him
he
in a
don't-
box so that you can understand Him.
Plus, don't put Him in the box that He created. Boop. Anyway, so like at the same point, it's kind of like don't think that you're too far away from God. You understand? Don't think your desires are too much for God. He can't be put in a box. He can do whatever He wants to in His timing, whenever He wants to, because He's God. And don't ever think that when you get in Christ, you're going to
Be unpopular because all your real friends will come out when you're in Christ.
word to that. The truth is in that statement. But we're gonna talk about that next week.
But there will be a part 2 because
there'll be a part 2
as
when we get
seniors, you
together.
have to.
And with that, it's just that,
But be blessed.
God is filling me up right now. And I pray that He will sleep for you. Be blessed. We love you. This is the Comfort Circle. And Comfort Circle. And we will see you on the flip side. But,
I don't know what she's doing.
I don't know. You want to flip?
So we're gonna, I don't know, we'll see.
We'll see
You might see us. We live in
Maybe not.
Syracuse.
I don't know.
I live in DeWitt actually. So.
She want to be special and live in DeWitt.